Hey guys, I'm the Coaster Keat, and welcome back to Flighty Fridays and back to Aviary Attorney. Now, I really enjoyed this game, so I'm going to do it for another week on the Flighty Fridays. And if it turns out that you guys want another new game for Flighty Fridays, just go ahead, let me know, and we can go ahead and move on. But for now, we're going to go ahead and continue with this. So, last time, we went ahead and we investigated all of these places. We met a bunch of suspicious characters whose names I probably will not remember any of. And this time, it is time to go to court. Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Are you nervous, Falcon? ... That bad, huh? ... Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson, is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got a handle on things. Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about this case. That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through. Let's move it along, fellas. I'll be waiting from the inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon. We will. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. All right, settle down, everyone, settle down. Is everybody here? J.J. Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Rupert Remington, present. The ready is the prosecution, Your Honor. Oh, darn, that's not it. Oh, gosh, where are my notes? Ha! I knew it. Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all of my classes. Oh, was he smart? No, he always scored the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on the luck of his two rabbit's feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag. That's good to know, but say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scored the lowest? Ha 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 ha. I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Are the jury all present? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Hey, Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? Oh, those 2 birds with funny hats are assessors, the associate judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Cataline de Miao. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand. Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Valerti, to the witness stand. Inspector Valerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Buongiorno, Inspector. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My name is Inspector Justin Valerti. I am a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring that infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor. Oh, great. I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn his own mother in if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case? That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. Then perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed on your arrival. Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Bourdieu. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Cataline Demian. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Greenway with his blood on her paws. Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor. Bloodied paws? Nobody told me that detail. Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony. Of course, I know this. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon. Alright, let's do this. Good. Alright. Let's go ahead and question blood on her paws. Inspector, you say Dame Cataline had blood on her paws. Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. How much blood was there on the lady's paws, Inspector? Enough for it to be clear that she had dirtied her hands on the victim's body. We noticed blood under the subject's nails, around her fingertips, and even a little around her mouth. Her mouth? How vile! The inspector's answer seems pretty definitive. Do I have another question? Probably not. Never mind, I have no more questions about the blood. Oh. Something about the inspector's blood description doesn't sit right with me. Put pressure on the inspector, maybe something will come up. Alright. Let's go ahead and do maybe housemaid. Inspector, you were alerted to the scene by Baron Roger's housemaid. That is correct. No, I don't want that phrasing. I guess blood on her paws. Whose blood was it? Ha! What a question! It was Monsieur Greenway's, of course. How can you be so sure? I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Cataline's paws could have only belonged to one person, Monsieur Greenway. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Greenway? I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Cataline's paws had nothing to do with the murder. This is foolish time-wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Cataline's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from? Where I believe there was meat. There we go. Dame Cataline ate a bloody rare steak at the banquet. On the evening of the murder, Dame Cataline ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Remington? In a matter of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu. Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? That sounds like a pretty bad mistake that they made there. Well, wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! Intriguing, pretty convincing. Yay, we got some favor with the jury. So, Inspector Velarde, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? No, hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You are overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Cataline is an elegant bourgeoisie kitten. She was no doubt brought up with a flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. There's no forks, though. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners? Oh, that is a good question. Or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happened, something was missing from that particular banquet. Something that forced Dame Catiline to eat with her paws. The silverware. Dame Catiline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't remember any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rogiel residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Rogiel approached us about this very subject last night. Ah! Innocent, perhaps. What a twist. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak, misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you, I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force. Then it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all. Oh, dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. Fine. So be it. Monsieurs, until next time. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready. Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robito Rubino, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Robito Rubino, please approach the stand and recite the oath. What voice to give you? How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest. Could a witness please introduce himself for the court record? As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Robito Rubino, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste, tu es un pipe. You may have seen my works in hip magazines, Le Branche or Echolette. I can send you tweets if you like. What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are, impressive, Monsieur Rubino, but let's get down to business. Could you tell us your, activities were on the night of the murder? Very well. I was hired by Baron Rogiel to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Rogiel and left. Like a true artist. And, with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so that you could all see it for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So, let's see, who do we have here? In the middle, we see Baron Rogiel, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, we see Senor Perto de Mal, the father of the defendant, Dame Catiline. And finally, we see the housemaid, Colleen Dubat, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Greenway. The second is the defendant, Dame Catiline de Mal. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Monsieur Robinson, this proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon, I'm not done yet. The prosecution may continue. But behind the photographed subjects, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Valerti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Cataline herself. Falcon, something is fishy. In the jail cell, Dame Cataline told us she was present when the photograph took place, but I don't see her in Rabino's photograph. That's true, but I can't use Dame Cataline's testimony as evidence. It has too little weight. If I want to prove that Monsieur Rubino's photograph is not a valid piece of evidence, I will have to dish out evidence of my own. I seem to remember that the clock didn't have hands. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well. The defense may proceed. It's a waste of time, if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. The clock. Or the photograph, I suppose. Can I go ahead and check? There we go. The no hands. Alright. Photograph. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. I see a mistake in this photograph. Just to clarify, Monsieur Rubino, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not? That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies. That is most curious, because I see a mistake. Ah, a mistake? Impossible! I just told you, Monsieur, the camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing any, mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific? Certainly. The clock. The clock in this photograph. There is something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees nothing wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client. Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Remington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. The hands. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evident. Which is most curious because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Crenaire has no hands. It has no hands? The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Rogiel for his housemaid if you have any doubts. Monsieur Rubino, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There's no mistake, Monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. Maybe there was an error in the printing process. An error precisely where the clock's hand should be. Please, Monsieur, don't patronize us. Allows me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Rubino, edited this photograph. Edited? I'm no expert, but I suspect you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon that clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph, just to simplify the editing process. Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph's subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Rubino created a perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Rubino coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Rubino. Fine. You got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Greenway. What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs, and yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered? By whom? I dare not say. Monsieur Robino, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You are pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws. More than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. His claws? Did you hear that, Falcon? That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Robino, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live in the Ancien regime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You will be charged with perjury in due course. I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, monsieurs. Yeah, if you guys aren't convinced by now, you honestly should be. So, Clark's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Cataline as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Monsieur Remington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that the other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Cataline was painted out. If it was, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or it was Signor Portal de Mal, perhaps? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or a motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Senor Portal to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Rogiel deliberately tried to frame Dame Cataline? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Monsieur Remington, I am not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, perhaps I should offer my opinion. But Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good. And I trust that the defense has no objections. No objections here. Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Okay, Baron Rochiel, on the, night of the initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Greenway left to visit the garden. Dame Cataline followed behind him moments later. Senor Patel, Monsieur Rubino, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Greenway and Dame Cataline. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, Gotham? I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well, then. Hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Rogiel, am an honest man. The defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Oh, boy. Okay. So housemaid is consistent with what we've heard so far. Garden. Let's see. I am not 100% sure on this one. The other ones I was pretty sure. This one I'm not. Alright, I guess we're gonna go with dinner first. Baron Rogiel, I would like to ask about the dinner you served that evening. Very well, ask away. Now, about this red herring. Yes, what about it? I'm not sure, but I feel it is of vital importance to the case. Falcon, I just wanted to, clarify this. Are you saying that you wish to pursue the red herring? Yes, I pursue the red herring, or no, I am not an idiot. I kind of want to pursue the red herring. I feel like we're going to lose some points for this, but I really want to pursue the red herring. Yes, I wish to closely examine and question the piece of evidence that is overtly labeled as a red herring. This is the type of bird that I am. I see a trail that clearly veers away from my goal, but I follow it anyway. Perhaps the path leads to better things. Perhaps it leads to failure. What matters is that my curiosity is satisfied. Quite accurate right now. You're a strange bird, Falcon. The judge is confused by your rambling, but they appreciate your honesty. You don't gain or lose any favor with them. Can we please return to the case at hand? Okay, let's go ahead and ask about this. If we ask about the stolen... I don't want to ask about the stolen cutlery, because I don't want to expose her if I don't have to. Baron Rogiel, I have some questions about Monsieur Greenway. God rest his soul. What was your relation to Monsieur Greenway prior to his demise? We were business partners. Monsieur Greenway, Senor Pretard de Mao, and myself all owned a third share in an up-and-coming railway company. Excuse the crassness of the question, but that means you and Senor Pretard would now own half of the company each, correct? Correct. I suppose that's a slight glimmer of benefit that arose from this foul situation. But, Monsieur, you must understand that Monsieur Greenway and I were friends as much as we were business associates. I mourn the man's passing. Of course. Let's ask all we can about him. Why did Monsieur Greenway leave to visit the garden? I believe he wanted some fresh air. The steak did not sit well with him, I fear. Oh, I see, but that is quite coincidental timing, isn't it? How so? Well, Monsieur Greenway felt sick and left the room just after the photographer arrived and just before the murder occurred. One might draw a link between the food and the sickness. Hold on, Falcon. Surely you aren't suggesting that the, Monsieur Greenway's food was poisoned in some way? I am. The events are too closely tied to be a mere coincidence. I am no expert, but I think that steak would have been the perfect medium to carry a small amount of poison. My word! What a revelation! But what evidence do you have of this poisoning? Bearing in mind, of course, that the coroner found no signs of poisoning and no poison was found at the crime scene. Oh, well, to be completely honest, there is no hard evidence of poisoning, but we can speculate. No, Monsieur Falcon, we cannot. We're gonna lose for that. Yep. Lost a little favor with the jury. There was no need to bring out outlandish theories like poisoning into the equation. Monsieur Greenway always had a soft stomach. It's really no surprise that he couldn't keep down a good rare steak. I don't believe I do now. Guess we're bringing the housemaid into this. Baron Rogiel, I have a couple questions about your housemaid, Colleen de Bon. Does your housemaid smoke cigars? Huh? That question came out of the, left field. Definitely not. Mademoiselle de Hart detests the smell of tobacco. I see. Putting together a bigger picture, are we? I think so. The pieces are slowly falling into place. Okay. I guess the garden. Baron, we saw the murder scene, your garden, for ourselves. When was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh? And why is that? Because we have hard evidence that you visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold. Show this court this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin. Right beside where the murder occurred. A cigar butt? That could belong to anybody, and, Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself. Okay, sorry, Baron. That is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years. But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin. You see, Falcon, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I would have found that believable if the cigar was casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience. And a little puzzling. The cigar butt was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden. There are a number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is, that you, Baron Rogiel, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine. Let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Rogiel, murdered Monsieur Greenway. That is what you are trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of murder. How shamelessly brazen. That is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, no means, motive, of opportunity. No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Remington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rogiel as the prime suspect. You know it. You want the means? The Baron clearly had the means. His lion claws are sharp as a surgeon's blade. Getting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Rubino confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws. Ridiculous! I would never threaten a man with violence. You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous. And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make it easy for editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor, are you going to let the slanderous yawn go uncontested? Say something! Object! Oh, you're pitifully useless. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So out of desperation, he threw it into the fountain, out of the sight of his guests or any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Senor Pertau de Mal, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Cataline was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is an outrage! Judge, I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic. No, there is only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeoisie of the worst kind. How dare you, Bocon! The utter nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeoisie. I am a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You incredulous whelp! I had to cut you right here and now like a damned frog! Could someone please restrain the Baron? I'm on it, Yana. Let's go, old man. To the concierge with you. Don't tell me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add? Well, in a matter of, speaking, well, to be honest, no. Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask that the animals of the court please be patient in this time. Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Thank you. I just hope it was enough. What do you mean? You just proved Caroline's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure. Huh. Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system. What's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Caroline's innocence. All I have done is demonstrate that there is a significant possibility that she is not guilty. I'm not sure that I understand the difference. We have reached a decision. I think that was the fastest court decision that's ever been made in the history of ever. In light of the recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Caroline de Meow, to be not guilty. Yay! We did it. Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson, you did it. Yeah, I suppose we did, didn't we? We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. You did it, Falcon! I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement. I'm so proud of you both. I'll go get 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses. You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon. It was nothing. I very much liked the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius. Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case. Monsieur Falcon, there is no need to play coy. The case is over. Play coy? Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost. Oh, wow. I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. All right, I'll spell it out for you. I murdered Monsieur Greenway. I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal, just business, you understand. Business? To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rochiel's cigar butt hidden in the garden. Oh, why, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris' finest. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robino's photograph was edited. It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Greenway in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Rubino to paint me over Baron Rochiel and to add clans to the clock. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering the photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeoisie kitty like me. I think you should leave. Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pockets. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petite Sparrowson. Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon? Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I gotta admit, this went somewhere that I had no idea it would go. I did not think they would pull this, especially not in the very first act, and so, man, they got me good. They got me real good. So next time, I guess we'll see if we ever encounter Miss Caroline again and see if we can ever manage to get her accused of the murder that she has committed. But for now, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and go ahead and comment your favorite character or favorite voice. I know that Caroline probably got a lot more popular now that she's turned evil. And just thank you guys so much for watching. I've been the Coaster Keat, and I hope that you guys soar high and enjoy your ride of life. Bye!